to Simply Marvelous. I am your host, Anton, along with my co-host,
Taylor Day.
What up, though?
Hey.
All right, so, if you following us, you already seen our instant reaction, hopefully.
Yes, and if you haven't, please go watch.
Yes.
Give us some likes, views, share. Yeah.
Do all this good stuff for us. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. On this video, we want to throw out some of the Easter eggs that we spotted and some of our own thoughts, our theories that maybe what's going to happen in episode 8 and 9 and beyond. All right, so you want to start with the intro?
Yeah, one thing we didn't mention in the last video was the intro for WandaVision.
Yes.
This intro, a lot of the previous ones we've seen, like the family all together, or Vision and Wanda.
Yes.
But this one was very reminiscent of The Office, which you had like the theme that was sounded like The Office to me. But if you notice, you didn't see any of the family. Nice. You just saw Wanda's name in different like views.
Yeah.
One was on like the what's the car? The license plate.
License plate.
A cup.
Yeah.
Office. And then at the very end, you see Vision's name finally tacked on for WandaVision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wouldn't want him to come back in the first place. Yeah. This episode, it was all about her.
It was all about her.
Yes, definitely.
Which again could extend from her saying that she wanted to take like a day for herself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But at the same time, I'm like, okay, this hole between the two of you is being like wedged wide open.
Getting bigger. Yeah. It's like it's maintaining a lie. Mm-hmm. It's hard to do because you got to lie, then you got to add new facts, new points to that lie every time that you confront whomever you're lying to. So she's like, it's tough doing that all day. I need a staycation, a quarantine style staycation. That's what she said. So, yeah, it's tough. So, anyways, I like the intro though. It was kind of dope though. You said Modern Family.
This episode was more of our present day sitcom. Mm-hmm. So that's Modern Family, The Office. So like past 10 to 20 years. Before we were doing like decade episodes. Now it's like 2 decades per episode. So this is like Modern Family, The Office. Please put down below in the comment section if there's other shows that you felt the episode modeled. Okay. Because those are the only 2 that I can really think of. Or like you were saying before, Community, Parks and Recreation, that type of mockumentary style show. Because you're talking to the camera, breaking the fourth wall. Yeah. You're having the side interviews. You saw Vision's side interview, Darcy's side interview, Agnes's as well as Wanda's. It's just really funny.
I guess it's important to point out that the show that everybody was watching with Sword, outside of the bubble, is not being broadcasted anymore. They lost signal or whatever. They're not getting the feed anymore. So this show is just kind of her just doing her thing. She's talking to us at the end of the day. She's really talking to us, explaining where she's at mentally. Mm-hmm. But anyways, all right. Other Easter eggs. So the Nexus commercial.
Yes.
We uncovered what Nexus actually is inside the comic books, at least. Nexus is the point where they basically believe that all realities intersect, which is some extreme nerd stuff right there. Yeah. I don't go that deep, but yeah, that's what Nexus is in the comics. So
really, I feel like this is going to lead into Multiverse of Madness, though.
It has to. Now that you say that, yeah, it has to. And then is she? Well, they say she's refabricating whatever matter comes into the bubble. Mm-hmm. But is she taking it from another dimension? Is that a possibility? I don't know. Yeah. I have no idea. So, yeah, extreme nerd stuff.
Extreme nerd stuff. Because I mean, like at this point, we still have to explain how and who Pietro is. Yes. So it like a lot of people are theorizing that she's pulling from different realities, and that's why she pulled that Pietro. But I don't think that it's actually Fox's Pietro.
No, definitely not.
No.
It was Marvel throwing us a little obstacle.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I don't know what Pietro is.
Mephisto.
All right. Other Easter eggs. So the milk carton.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Westview. What was the name of it? Do you remember?
It was
Westview Dairy or something like that.
Initially, it was almond milk, which is also playing on just how people don't really drink milk that much anymore. It's almond milk now.
Yeah.
But yes, when it was glitching, it went back into Westview 2%, I think.
Then it was vitamin D.
Yeah, vitamin D.
That.
Yeah.
But on the vitamin D carton, there was a missing child, which could indicate her kids coming up missing later on in the episode.
You can't trust folks with your kids. I'm just saying.
What kind of cereal was she eating though?
Sugar Snaps.
Where the good poetry at? The Thanos snap.
Yep.
Or as they call it, the blip.
The blip.
You know, they always trying to be slick with it. Okay, so there's another Easter egg. The license plate inside, it was the vehicle that Darcy and them were driving. The Funnel of Love.
Funnel of Love.
Yeah. The number on it read 122822. Is that correct? Are you saying that's Stan Lee's birthday?
Yeah, I think it's Stan Lee's birthday. December 28th, 1922 is when Stan Lee was born. And, you know, especially since Stan can't do his cameos anymore.
Right.
I think that Marvel's still trying to get people, get Stan involved as much as possible.
Okay.
Just to keep the tradition going. Or...
Yeah. Okay, so inside, see that number 122822, there's a video game, I guess, where it's a part of a SHIELD, classification that features Reed Richards. I don't remember exactly what it is. It's something to do with the outer space mission. So, Fantastic Four Easter egg also, somewhat. I don't know if they connect the video games with the MCU and all that stuff, but it was a little slight nod.
I know that we had, our red herring earlier, thinking that, we were going to see Reed Richards, and Monica saw her friends.
Yeah.
I personally think that, what did we say they were? Not Goodwin. It was
Goodner.
I think Goodner is a Skrull. I think they're Skrulls. I do.
That's a good assessment.
She was too much thank you. I know my mother would really appreciate it. They're talking about being outer space, engineers or something like that.
Yeah, aerospace engineers.
And then another little Easter egg. I don't know if it's anything. You guys let me know, and hopefully somebody in some other video will let me know too. But the symbol that was on their coats seemed like it was a sword, but backwards, like it was slicing something in half, rather than the regular sword symbol that we see, which is right side up and has a circle around it. So I feel like these people are more trustworthy than the sword that we've come to know, obviously, since Hayward is sketchy AF.
He's very sketchy. I was trying to look up that symbol and see if it was something. Okay. So didn't she have a Mayflower on there?
Yes.
So my theory was correct.
It seemed like it, at least. So you think they're Alpha Flight? So
Alpha Flight in the comic books is a unit that Captain Marvel runs that basically protects the Earth. They're in orbit and they're protecting from any outside beings attacking Earth. So
little
Alpha Flight. So yeah, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
So I do believe she's a Skrull too, Goodner. I think she's Talos' daughter. That's who I think it is.
Yeah.
Good. Detective work. I like this.
Thank you.
You better watch out now.
I'm learning.
Watch out now. Okay. All right. So another Easter egg. The book that you see in the basement, the magic spell book, we think it's called the Dark Hole, aka the She's a witch for real.
She's a witch.
She's a super witch, and I think it has something to do. I think you said it, the Salem witch trials, which I don't know a lot about.
Yeah,
but it has something to do with that.
Earlier in the episode, when she mentioned Sawanda, like, yeah, I have this mole on my back right above. I know back in the Salem witch trials, a lot of the ways to tell if someone was a witch is if they had like moles, sometimes moles. 3 moles like on their face or something like that, which I do. I'm not a witch, but has made me nervous ever since I heard that as a kid. I'm like, no, do I have the dark mark? But she mentions a mole on her back. It could just be anything, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like that's just pointing back to her being a witch. Having sketchy moles. Yeah,
if moles make you a witch, man, I got a lot of them too.
I know. So. Where are my superpowers?
Man, you know what I mean?
No. Plead the blood of Jesus.
You heard? 1-2 times. Yes, Lord. All right. Agatha's brooch.
Yes.
We ain't gonna call it 2 chains because she only got one, but she got her chain on, her wrapper chain on her medallion. But it has 3 people on it. Mm-hmm. I assume one of them is her. Possibly one of them is Pietro. Whoever he really is. And then there's a 3rd person. Or it could be her and the 2 kids.
See, now I was thinking it was Wanda and the 2 kids.
Could be.
But I will say that we saw the brooch. We saw her always wearing it in the first several episodes. The last episode or 2, she hasn't had it on. And then all of this episode, she didn't have it on until she revealed herself to be Agatha Harkness. Curious. I saw one theory that was like saying, probably Mephisto was being held within the brooch and somehow he got out because by the time Pietro showed up, we didn't see her having the brooch anymore. Okay. So maybe she brought him back to life or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, something was going on with that brooch. Something.
All right. So let's get into some of our theories.
Yes.
You keep telling me about the stages of grief.
Yeah.
Bust that down for me. I know you think the episodes are being mirrored after.
Okay, so I was watching this episode and really it was given upon me. It came upon me while I was watching Monica go through the bubble and like all these different parts of herself tearing apart and then her bringing them all back together and making it on the other side. Mm-hmm. And I had my wonderful speech about that. Hopefully that's somewhere out there on the internet because it was really a treat. It was a treat to feel that power coming through me. But I just want to go through the 5 stages of grief. So real quickly, you have denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. I haven't really broken it down too much to see which episodes coincide with which one, but it's obvious that this episode was apparently depression. It was super depression. And then also another thing I was thinking, like, has she experienced those other phases before we even got to the show? Has the show up until this point been the bargaining? Because with bargaining, you're like, okay, say for instance, you're a person that's going to die. Bargaining is more like, okay, I'm going to die, but please God, let me at least live until this event happens, until I can go to my daughter's wedding, until I can, see this person. Mm-hmm. And so you kind of accept your like fate, but like kind of live in like, Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I'm thinking like, okay, is it bargaining? Did she do some bargaining with someone in order to like have this reality? Again, I know that the show said that this was all Agatha all along, but still, everyone's memory is kind of spotty. Yeah. So I'm like, is there still more going on than are they actually leading on to? But yeah, so denial, a lot of the previous episodes were her being in denial, like, no, I'm going to live in this reality, like replaying, like, the scenarios. And then anger, we've seen her angry with Pietro, we see her get angry with Vision, saying like, no, I'm not having this conversation, which is denial and anger. But yeah. bargaining. This is obviously depression. She was in her clothes from the previous day. Yeah. That's OD depression. Like her, like, just, I don't know. Yeah. There was just so many different elements of her depression being apparent in this episode. I think also Monica has gone through her own stages of grief, and her going through the bubble was her reaching acceptance and kind of like working past it. Mm-hmm. And she's going to be a great person to help Wanda once Wanda's receptive to it, mm-hmm. of like, you know, helping her reach her own level of acceptance. Right. So yeah, those are the 5 stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. So these last 2 episodes, we have 2 episodes to get to acceptance for Wanda. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to go back and watch the previous episodes to see how those stages appear in those episodes.
That's deep. That's deep. Yeah. I kind of believe exactly what you mean. I think they are modeling it after that. Mm-hmm. What episode coincide with what step per se before the anger and the depression? I'm not sure, but she's going through the entire range, and definitely before this even happened, she started that, from the death of Pietro to the death of Vision. She's gone through all of it, maybe even a couple times. Yeah. You know what I mean? She gets over Pietro, not get over it, but she's in the process of grieving for that, and then Vision probably helps her, you know, with his companionship, and then he dies, so she starts over from, you know, day one again, and so,
that's the thing about like grief and depression too, is that like sometimes this cycle, it can like, you know, regress. Mm-hmm. It can like happen all over again, mm-hmm. like especially with triggers. Mm-hmm. I mean, like Monica was saying, like that's your truth now, and it's about like working through it, right? And being able to exist in reality alongside it, or
who better to do it than Monica? Who better to do it than her? She's definitely going through those stages. It's kind of weird because Wanda has helped her get through those stages also, because, you know, going inside the bubble, she's felt everything she was going through, and it's kind of like Black Panther and Civil War. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody's mad, but what'd he say? Everybody's seeking vengeance and is, you know, taking control over it. I'm not going to let it control me anymore. Yes. So that's what Monica is kind of going through now. Her awakening has happened. Yeah. R.I.P. You know, Chadwick. Mm-hmm. One time. But, so this show is very deep. Very deep. I feel sorry for all you guys who bailed out after episode 1 and 2, because this is not MCU. This is not okay.
It's such. Can you just like open your mind a little bit,
please?
Like, we've had 20-something movies. Let them do something a little bit different, and do it in their own way, and just be open to like how they're trying to tell it. And then once it's all done, then you can have your like, oh, I didn't like this. Oh, this was trash. No. And then also, like, you know, think about television and the history of television, and I don't know. I think it's fantastic. But that's just me. I'm a TV nerd.
It's beautiful. This is cinema. This is cinema at its finest.
It is.
At the crib, though. You don't have to go pay your couple dollars. They need to release this in the theaters, though, I think.
That would be interesting.
3 in 2 parts. You watch the first 3 episodes,
and then the last 2 episodes. The last 3.
Oh well, so there's gonna be 9. So
4 and
watch 4 and 4.
I have my degree. I don't need to do math anymore.
Graduated high school.
I graduated high school. I graduated college. I have my phone to do my math.
Bruh, I'm telling you, man. But yeah, it's a lot going on in this show. Any more theories we got?
I'm trying to.
It's so much.
There was a lot of red glowing things in that basement. So again, back Mephisto. I think he is involved, because like if it was just Agatha, why wouldn't it just be purple everywhere?
True.
We see Pietro at the end.
Very end.
If like, you know what I mean? So like, he's working alongside her doing what. Mm-hmm. And I said before again, that delivery man is really sketchy. He seems very aware, just like Pietro and Agnes were. Something's up with him. We haven't seen Ralph yet.
It's a lot of questions.
We haven't seen him, and even after like Wanda was in her house, she was still mentioning Ralph in her like side interviews.
Yeah, if he was a husband, you would think he'd be home.
Yeah, or like,
or at least at work.
If you have her this far in and you're about to reveal who you are, you would at least drop that act, and she didn't. So,
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to think of like anything else that popped up.
Yeah, I think this episode was pretty straightforward, though. Yeah, you know, for the most part. Not like last episode. They had a lot of questions, but they answered most of those this episode.
They really did.
Yeah.
So my question is, like, for you, do you think, okay, so 2 episodes, we have to battle Agnes and whatever's going on with her, and also Hayward and however he's going to come in. Mm-hmm. What order do you think that will be in?
Oh, man. Well, being that we didn't get anything else from Hayward after, because they were in the first, 5 minutes of the show almost, first 5-10 minutes, and we didn't hear anything else after that. So they were gearing up to go in pretty much at that moment. It seemed like they were almost ready. So I think we'll have that confrontation first, or at least him bursting through the bubble. Now, it kind of depends what Agnes's plan is with Wanda, because Hayward coming in the bubble, it might be a wild goose chase for him, because she's going to be in a basement, you know, trapped maybe in a trance by Agnes or whatever's going on. So he might come in and not know what the heck is going on, because I don't know. So he's still coming after Vision, though, at the same time. So, ooh, that's so many threads.
You think Hayward is in cahoots with Agatha? Because, like, for her, she doesn't care about Vision.
No, she does
not.
So
she wants to get rid of him anyway.
Yes.
So why not be like, oh, our bargain is that you get Vision, I get Wanda.
Hey, it could. Is it already like that? I don't know. I could see it happening like that. I could see that. You know, to get you off of my back, there's what you want over there. All right, go away, and then let me handle what I'm about to do. Yeah. I don't know. But they got a lot to tie up in 2 episodes.
They sure do.
And whoever said that these last 3 episodes is going to be an hour.
Hello.
You wasn't
like,
right.
We didn't even get like 40 minutes. It was like 20 minutes.
Strong 25 minutes.
And like a minute and 50-second post-credit scene.
Yeah, that's it. So, here's to hoping the last 2 episodes are at least 45 minutes apiece. At least. Real 45 minutes, not.
The whole runtime better be like an hour and 15 minutes. 15 minutes for all your credits.
Yeah.
Respecting all the people who did hard work on this show.
Shout out to
Big
them.
ups to all those people.
Shout out.
But a whole hour worth of content for us.
Yeah. Hopefully. I need more powers from Monica. More powers.
How is she gonna learn all her powers
in 25 minutes?
In 25 minutes.
I already know what it is. CP time. We need at least 45.
Literally,
Oh man. Yeah, we need more powers though. So she obviously knows she has powers because she's seen what's going on. She's seen what we've seen. She feels it though.
Yeah.
So does she really know what her powers are? Or she's
been playing offense. I'm going to need her to kick in on that defense. She's been pretty much like, oh, okay, I can protect myself. Got it. Cool. But I'm going to need you to, what can you do?
Yeah.
I need you to.
What's your plan of attack?
What is your attack? What is, your, strategy, baby?
Mm-hmm. We got to find out because I need all that.
Time is a ticket. Time is of the essence, okay? Whichever hand. Man. I don't know.
Yeah. No watch. We barely ever wear watches now. We look at the phone. What time is it? Okay. Lord. And I do see what time it is. Lord.
We've been at this.
We've been at this for a grip. Y'all just saying us. We should leave this footage on the cutting room floor.
I know.
But nah.
We're pure passion over here, okay? We coming at you with the goods.
Absolutely.
With the work.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah. That's what we think at this moment. I'm sure you'll watch it again one more time. I'm probably going to watch it one more time. If you guys have theories or Easter eggs that we didn't catch, and I'm sure there's a lot of them.
Always.
Leave those in the comment. Please leave those in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me, Anton, and my co-host,
Taylor Day.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us on Simply Marvelous. We are out.